And we are
Hello.
live. Hello, everyone, anyone, whoever's here. Welcome to today's Readalong Queens sprints. I am accompanied by Kira and Gabby. I think, I can point to Gabby, I think, which is this right side, and I think Kira is that side. I'm not sure. Am I pointing? Is it that? I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
Somewhere,
You're like,
somewhere in the screen, along with me. So yeah, what will you guys be doing today?
Kira?
I think I'm going to be reading a little bit of the Queen of Crows, and then I might organize some stuff that I've been wanting to get organized. We'll see.
Yeah, same. I actually have a lot to do, including cleaning my whole house and packing for my trip. So I'm gonna pop an audiobook on. I need to
New
decide
York,
what
right?
audiobook.
Or no?
What?
Where was your trip going?
Oh, I'm going to Australia.
Australia, right. I thought New York, but New York was last year, right?
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to Australia for a wedding. So I got my nails done to go with my dress, and we're going like Wednesday, so I need to pack. But like my summer clothes are like hidden away because it's not summer here. So
Yeah.
Obviously.
oh. But yeah, I'm deciding what audiobook I want to read. I started this thing called Salt Roads, but it's almost like collection of short stories by one author. And I don't know if I'm feeling it. Like, not the book that the book's bad. It's just I don't know if I want short stories, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not in a mood for something, and that doesn't mean that the book is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means you're not in a mood for something.
Make pick this up because this sounds really good. It's like a sci-fi. For fans of Nandi Okorafor, who I love. So I'm like, oh, interesting. Hello.
Nice.
What are you up to, Femke?
I was doing some cross stitching.
Ooh, that looks cute.
Yeah, I just showed Kira the what it's supposed to be. Let me just grab it. So like this is what it's supposed to be. So just this side.
Oh, very cute.
It's like forest animals. But I also need to water my plants. So I think I'm going to water my plants first. Because if I close the curtains at some point, I will forget. And I just remembered, so I'm just going to do that first.
Nice. Very productive of us.
Yes. Hello. Hello, Ewald.
Hello.
I'm reading They Hate Each Other by Amanda Woody. Gay fake dating, it's YA. I mean, fake dating is always good.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm craving a romance novel. I need to pick something up on my holiday. If you have any good recs. But yeah, I just want to do that.
have you read The Unhoneymooners?
I have read that in Honeymooners, yes.
What about The Spanish Love Deception?
I've not read that one. I heard
It's like a holiday romance thingy, so I think it might be perfect.
Actually, I've got an audiobook on script of that. I think I saved it.
Oh, I don't know. It wasn't my personal favorite, but I mean, it definitely still has its merits. So I think it's very enjoyable. So. Oh, right there. I am bouncing between these prints and seemingly following bookish buddies. Hello, Tufty. I was just on Sasha's Patreon prints.
Okay.
So Tufty was also there, and so Tufty is now here.
Thank you for joining.
Can confirm I am in my hammock. I wish I had a hammock. I mean, I have like one of those hanging chairs now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
awesome.
But it's like my terrace is in the shade, and it's just like just too cold outside to sit in the shade outside. And it's kind of too heavy to just drag out of the shade and into the sun. So
That's fair. There's no sun here, so I don't have that problem. Yeah, I don't know, Tufty, where you are, but here in London, no sun. So
yeah, you're all extremely small on my iPod. Are iPods still a thing? I remember I had like the first one, the green one, and we had 2 gigabytes of storage, and it was phenomenal because your original MP3s had like 10 songs on them.
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
Maybe 20 if you were lucky. Hey now, Tufty ain't the only one who followed you. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
It's too cold to sit in the shade of my picnic bench, so back into the hammock. I mean, wherever the sun goes, gotta get that vitamin D.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't really have a timer set up because I am woefully unprepared. So let me just do. Are we okay with like the Pomodoro Kitty thing?
Yeah,
45-minute sprints.
sounds good. All right, the challenge: clean my entire house in 45 minutes. I feel like totally doable. Have 2 rooms. How hard can it be?
If you get distracted, it can be very hard. But
No, just don't lie down, and I'll be okay. But if I lie down, that's game over. So
yeah, I know that feeling. It's the smallest iPhone, but it has no calling capability whatsoever. Fair enough. Fair enough. Avoiding the sun and heat too warm for my tastes. I don't mind warmth. It's humidity that I mind.
yes,
I've learned in Costa Rica because I didn't mind like Egyptian 45-degree heat, which let me just look it up in Fahrenheit.
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's 113 degrees. So very warm, but it's very dry, so it's not that bad. But 35 degrees, let's look that up. This is like 95 degrees Fahrenheit in Costa Rica with like 90% humidity was not fun.
How's humidity in Florida, Kira?
Hot.
Yeah, I would
Very
imagine
hot.
it's quite like humid as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the water, like we never have just dry heat. It's always humid. If it's going to be hot, it's always humid. And even like when it's cold, it feels a little humid too.
Yeah.
So
That's not a vibe.
it's actually it is better like though like when it's like 70s or so because it's like right there like in the middle. So
Yeah, like at 25 degrees, which I think is around 70 something from what you just described from the other numbers. That's my perfect temperature. It's so nice. It's just like like warm, but you can wear a little jacket. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Here's 19 today, but it's a bit yeah.
Prefer cold but don't mind being hot if I'm outside. Yeah, I mean it
So
depends on what I'm doing.
I get so tired when it's cold. I just want to like fall down. And I learned that like basically when you fall asleep, like your body temperature needs to go down to a certain degree to like fall asleep. So that's why when it's cold, I'm always like, let me just curl up and fall asleep because my body just like, oh, we can't function anymore. So yeah, I'm not made for this.
Yeah. I get that.
All right.
Shall we get into the first sprint?
Yeah.
I just need to I find this one and then share. And you should be able to see the kitty now.
Yeah.
Well, let's go, I'd say, and see you guys in 45 minutes.
Let's do this.
Hello, how did you do?
Hello. I started this. It's called Escaping Exodus.
I'm just going to look that up because it sounds interesting.
It's super interesting. It's like this matriarchal society, and it's a sci-fi, and they travel through space in like these giant beasts that they like turn into ships or something. I'm 11% in. I'm like, what is happening?
Is
And
it
it's
by Nikki Drayden?
yes,
Okay.
it's lesbians. I'm liking it. But I read 11% and have nearly 5 hours left, so probably won't finish today. But and I cleaned bathroom and most of my dishes, so just need to vacuum. Winning.
Well
Okay.
done. What about you, Kira?
I got one chapter read and I started organizing a little bit on my room. So
Nice. Nice. How's the
What are you reading
organization coming
again?
along?
I'm sorry.
What are you reading again? Sorry, I
Oh,
completely.
the Queen of the Crows, the second book. I'm up to. I got one chapter read this morning, and I just read the second chapter, and I'm getting ready to start the third.
Fair
Um,
enough.
the organization's coming along. The problem is I really have too many shoes, which I
Yeah.
guess isn't a terrible problem to have, but like I'm very like it's really hard for me like to use my shoes like if I can't see them.
Yeah. I mean, I get the having too much shoes, especially since like I can't wear them to work because I have to wear safety shoes at work. So I wear like one pair the entire week.
Yeah. See, my problem, I have only like sports shoes or like just like sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And one pair of heels that I can actually walk in, but they're like wedges.
Hmm.
And that's it. And I feel like I need some cute like sandals, but I don't like wearing sandals. But I'm going somewhere that's really hot, so I feel like I should have sandals. So I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah. I never properly like fit sandals, and if I do fit sandals, it's like barely even a sole, and I can't walk in them because I have really poor ankles,
Yeah,
and I need like some support.
I hate sandals.
Yeah, I have
Honest,
like my Birkenstocks. I don't know if you have
Mhm.
those.
yeah.
They're not necessarily fashionable, but at least I can walk in them, and like my feet won't overheat.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That's always good.
I know I'm in Florida, so like I wear sandals to work and everything. So
I
Fair.
would be flayed if I wore sandals to work, like
yeah.
literally.
Oh man. What about you, FMK? How'd you do?
I watered the plants.
Yay.
So that is accomplished. I think I will get some mint from one of my mint plants to get some mint tea.
Mm.
Cute.
And I got a little bit of this done. I made some progress on the face. It has eyes and a mouth now.
Mhm.
Mm.
Very cute.
And I ordered pizza. So if you hear my doorbell from hell, which you can't miss it, if we're still talking by the time it arrives, you can't miss it. I am sorry. Um, no, like literally, the person that invented that thing should just be hanged because it's not okay. Like I can like properly hear my upstairs neighbor doorbell at the volume I would love to hear my doorbell.
Of course.
And it's so loud. Like first time, it was like someone who came for like charity to ask if I wanted to donate. And like I wasn't expecting it. So the first time it went, I think I jumped like a feet up in the air because it's so loud.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's intense, but yeah. Okay, let's do the comments. Let me see. Comments. This person. Hello. I will be reading The Haunted Homecoming. I have not heard of that. Let
I
me.
just googled it. Is it the one by Angie Fox? Because it looks like a witchy romance, maybe? The Southern Ghost Hunter Mysteries, Book 10, unless it's something completely different.
It
Which
sounds interesting.
I
If that's it, it sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
it looks fun.
And it got to 60% of my book. Great.
Nice.
What variety of mint plants do you have? Yeah, I have peppermint and Moroccan mint. I was a bit freaked out by the fact that there was like strawberry mint and apple mint and chocolate mint, and I was like, I just want mint plants, like regular just mint.
I didn't even connect the fact that mint and peppermint, like peppermint is a type of mint till just now, so you can tell I'm
Yeah,
not.
I have one peppermint plant, and I had two of the Moroccan mint because it was like 3 for, I don't know, €9 or something. And like so far, I think the peppermint is a bit like fresher, if that makes sense. And the Moroccan mint is it's going to sound so weird, but it's a bit warmer in taste. Like I mean, obviously it's still mint, so it's still minty, but it's like, yeah, I feel like the peppermint is a bit fresher, but
Make me want to have some tea, like jasmine tea or something.
nice, yes. Yeah, like I said, if it arrives here before we are done talking, I thoroughly apologize. Let's see. They set the time for 54 minutes from now, but it's very often that they'll be here in like 20, so
It's a good problem to have. Usually for me, it's like, oh wait, it's delayed by half an hour. I'm like,
no, this restaurant actually just usually for me at least sets the timer for a lot longer than it's actually going to be, but that's just to make sure that it's not going to be way late. Because like it is a Sunday around dinner time, so it's going to be busy. But for me, it's like I have a single pizza, and I think I literally live maybe like if I were to walk, it was like maybe 10 minutes away.
oh, okay, nice.
So it's very close, but I'm just too lazy to pick it up.
Nice.
But yeah, I think it's just to make sure that there's not that they're not very late or something, because obviously people will start complaining. And people will be pleasantly surprised if it still says half an hour and it's already there. So,
That's
I mean, I like the strategy.
true. It makes more sense. I think you also might sometimes have to pay if you extend push time to too long. I think. I guess this isn't Deliveroo or anything. You just call the place, right?
No, it's called thuisbezorgd.nl. It's like a website. It's kind of the same.
Oh, okay.
Basically, restaurants can just like join them, and it's just a central app that has every place listed nearby and shows what I can order.
Ah, cool.
So I think it's kind of the same as Deliveroo, as in how it works, because
yeah, I think so.
It's kind of like a middle party through which restaurants can apply to deliver. Yeah. So it's just not called Deliveroo, but it's like the Dutch thing.
So you don't have like Uber Eats or?
I think we do have it, but like where I live, there's not enough people to have Uber Eats.
Yeah, because Deliveroo is like Uber Eats or Just Eat or whatever. But obviously, I live in London, so there's like 50,000 apps.
Yeah,
like, ooh, the market's so big.
I mean, for me, I have a lot of options here, because like where I used to live with my parents, there were like 3 options, and it was like pizza, pizza, or pizza.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, it's fine. Obviously, I like right here I have Chinese, and I have just like a proper restaurant where you can get like, plates with a piece of meat and some fries or potatoes and salad and everything. You can just get a proper meal.
Nice.
And we have like a sushi place here, though I'm personally not fond of sushi, or at least I haven't found the sushi I'm fond of yet. Let's just say it like that. But since I'm alone, I don't like to order it, since I'm afraid I won't like it, and it's just too expensive to throw it away and to have it go to waste.
Yeah.
Since I don't like to be wasteful, so.
Yeah, also I think with sushi, like when it's fresh is better, So if you're gonna try, I would just go to an actual restaurant, like inside a restaurant, so it's like fresher.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly.
I used to love going like to those sushi places like that had all those hidden rolls, like the ones like that weren't on the menu. Like they had like all those like ones, yeah. When I was eating that stuff. But some of those places that you go to, like they have a hidden menu, and like you just kind of, hey, what does the chef recommend? Like that's not on the menu.
That's
And then
super cool.
yeah, and like usually like sushi places have like a lot of things like that they don't even put on the menu.
Nice.
For me, so I think it's like a European thing, but not like Western Europe, like probably Central Eastern Europe. Like they sometimes do like hot sushi.
Mm,
And I love it so much.
yeah, I
Okay.
prefer the cooked.
Yeah, it's with like chicken and stuff, but it's like really nice. Or like even with the fish, but somehow it's warm. But it's like apparently very weird. I thought it was normal because obviously when I grew up in Poland, they had it. So I was like, cool. I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't super authentic because it's Polish sushi, but but yeah, I just love it. So yeah, not very sophisticated in my taste.
I don't, it sounds like I would enjoy hot sushi.
Yes,
To be fair.
we should go get some hot sushi.
Tufty knows what I'm talking about with a mint saying that one tastes fresh and one tastes warm.
Fair enough.
I have never used this fancy new service as I'm out in the country and just assume there are next to no delivery options. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the same for me, except now I live sort of in a semi large village, which maybe you would call a town.
Mm.
It's not a city. It's nowhere near a city, but there are some options here.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There are some options, but yeah, like I said, with my parents' place, we had 3 options, and they were pizza, pizza, or pizza. So
Yeah, I think for my hometown it's the same.
oh, new comment. Transfer back out the hammock. I am alternating between out in the sun and back into the shade. I get that. I mean, we got to get the vitamin D, but we got to protect ourselves from this UV rays as well. So I get that.
Yeah. I'm just jealous that you have sun. Because I don't.
I feel like it's there's going to be like thunder later on
Oh.
because it's very like clammy outside, and here that's usually like a precursor to thunder.
No, that makes sense.
Apparently,
This summer.
we have like a code yellow for thunder right now, which
Drama.
doesn't say like a whole lot because they give code yellow for basically anything that's not normal weather. But like, see, I like this prospect right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Sunny and 20 degrees. Like, yes, I am living for it.
Let me. It's 68 degrees, Kira. So nice.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
like
it's fine. Yeah, right now, let's see, what is it at now outside? It's 84 degrees outside right now.
okay, so yeah, that's about 30 degrees Celsius, I think.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, but then I mean, I guess it just depends on what you're used to.
That's true.
Because like I remember when I went to Egypt, it was like in September, and it was a lot warmer than it was supposed to be in September, which sounds super weird to say. Like when you went to Egypt and you said you were there during a heat wave, but no, but literally the coldest we had was 36 degrees, which is like 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And that was during the night.
God.
So yeah, it was very warm. And then when I came home, it was literally 6 degrees and snowing.
Very
And I was
cold.
like, what? And I literally think I spent like 3 weeks being cold.
I know what you mean. Like I went to Greece last summer or 2 summers ago, and it was like 46 degrees, so like 120, whatever. And there was literally wildfires because it was so hot. Everything was just catching on fire, and it was so hot. But I don't mind it because it wasn't too humid, so it was kind of actually alright. But everyone else was like hiding from the sun, and I was like, well, I'm enjoying the sun, but then I'm like, probably stupid what I'm doing. I'm giving myself cancer, but well. Next time I'll be smarter.
At one point, we had to drive 4 hours for an excursion in Egypt, and we just stopped halfway for like a bathroom break. And we stepped out of like the air conditioned van outside, and it was nearly 60 degrees Celsius.
60.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of the desert. There's like
Oh my God.
literally in the middle of the desert.
I've
And
literally never
it was
experienced
not
that
fun.
before.
That's about 140 degrees Fahrenheit.
I would die.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
I forget that it gets that hot.
it was a thing. And like the fun fact, it was kind of sort of like a little restaurant thingy by the side of the road, and they just had like Snickers and everything just laying out there, but it wasn't cool. So I was like, I don't even want to know how the Snicker looks inside the packaging.
Just absolutely melted. Oh
Yeah,
god.
but I mean, it was cool. We got to see like the Fata Morgana, so like looks like there's water.
Oh yeah.
That's
Like
like
a
that was
mirage or something.
Yeah, that was like the cool thing with it being nearly 60 degrees, but I was nonetheless very pleased. I was back in the van.
That's so scary.
And we had
Oh
to
my
leave
god.
super early for that as well. I think we were in the bus by like 3:30 a.m., so we got to see sunrise in the desert, which was cool.
that's nice.
That's so cool.
Are the
I would love,
sunrises like, sorry,
sorry, I would love to visit. Go ahead.
are the sunrises like more like tropical like sunrises and sunsets, like where like there's a lot of colors, or is it like is the desert like sunrises and sunsets like a little different? Because I've had up north sunsets and sunrises, and like when it's cloudy, it's like it ruins it like the whole, like it pretty much like ruins the whole day, because it's like maybe like you'll get some purples and stuff down here, like like can rain like in the morning and have a beautiful sunset in the evening, like with oranges and pinks and all the colors.
So this was a sunset.
Okay.
It looks paler than it is here, but it's
Mhm.
like it's really orange, like orange red.
Yeah.
And let me just see. So this was like no, wait. Is this did I say it right? Yes, that's sunset. Let me just see, because I tend to always take too many pictures. And this was sunrise.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's nice.
And the time was 5:52 at that point.
Hmm.
So this is also already when it was a bit higher up, but
That's pretty.
It's very pretty.
but that's like literally 7 minutes later.
Oh wow.
So like it's very difficult to see, but you can kind of see the mirage here, like right along the edge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
It was really difficult to get with my phone, but
I didn't even know that happened. I thought it was just something that your eyes like played with. I didn't realize that you could capture it.
no, it's a reflection on the sand.
That's crazy.
And it makes it look like there's water and everything. But
Very cool.
sunrise is too early in the morning. I mean, I agree,
I've
but
not seen one in ages.
You get to see some cool stuff at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we also had the one in Costa Rica. Wait, let me see. Years. That was last year in September. And that was, when was that? Before we went ziplining. Before we went to the volcano. I have about a gazillion photos here, so. I mean, we had some pretty colors in Costa Rica too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can't even see it. It's like it's purple and red.
Yeah,
and,
pinky, purplish. That's really nice.
But yes. How do you organize all of your many photographs? I literally don't. It's just I have 20,265 photos on my phone. And I just remember when I was where. And that is how I organize stuff.
Just scroll, man.
Do you have an iPhone, Femke?
Yes, I do, Kira.
Okay. Yeah. I noticed like though like that it's different because like my iPad organizes my photos differently from my Android phone. And it's a lot more, I feel like it's easier like to access like certain dates like on the iPhone than it is on the Android, which I'm not complaining about because I still have my Android, but it's a completely like different setting.
Yeah.
I love that like iPhones do these like where you were, and it's like by the place. It's like so cute. And literally like
Yeah, I
portrait.
love this function where you can have like years, months, days, or like
Mhm.
all photos. So first
And
I'll
like
just go like years, like
location.
what year did I go where? And then like, I don't know, Romania was 2019, and then what month was that? So it was like July, I want to
Mhm.
say. So then I'll just go like July, and then okay, what day was I like where? So it's yeah, I organize by memory, which is not always a good thing.
Yeah.
But shall we get into another sprint? Because
Let's.
Kitty meowed about 5 minutes ago, but I just paused it.
All right, sounds good.
Well, then I will see you in a little bit. Hello.
Hello.
How did you do during that sprint?
I got a little bit more organized, and
Nice.
I read another chapter.
Nice.
Hi.
Hello. How did you do?
Good. Clean my house. Now I started cleaning my room and packing. In terms of the book, how am I on chapter 3? Jesus. It's a long chapters, but I'm 23% in. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
It doesn't sound like a very long book.
I think around 400 pages. 400. Oh no, sorry, 300. Yeah, it's pretty short. It's only like a 9-hour audiobook, I think.
Fair enough.
Really
Yeah.
short.
Yeah, so you missed the doorbell from hell.
What did it happen just now?
No, well, about 5 minutes into the sprint, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, it was much earlier than they said it was going to be, which is fine. And yeah, I ate most of it. I'm not entirely finished yet, but that's okay. I mean, just put it in the oven for a bit. And I watched The Mummy for lack of other options.
That's a good movie, though.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
love Mummy.
in theory, it's probably not a great movie, but it's just nostalgic for me. And I don't know. I've watched it so many times.
It's a great movie, and young Brendan Fraser and all that other good stuff.
Yeah,
I agree.
I am bothered by Rachel's eyebrows, though.
They're like super thin, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm trying to look up the movie because there was a movie that I used to watch, like with Brendan Fraser in it, and it was a romance movie, and he was like super dreamy in it. I'm trying to remember like what the name of it was. I don't even think it was that great. I think I just watched it for him.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah, no, I just finished my like third rewatch of Bridgerton this afternoon, and I don't think it's socially accepted that I'm immediately going in for a fourth rewatch, so I just decided to watch The Mummy instead.
Man, I cannot wait to watch the Queen Charlotte series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I still have
told
to watch that.
myself once I secure a job, hopefully soon. Also, I'm probably on holiday. I'm gonna be on holiday anyway, might as well.
Mhm.
I have a 13-hour flight in front of me, 3-hour layover, and then 5-hour flight. So there's enough to watch all of it if I wanted to.
I had that to Costa Rica where it was like 1 hour flight, a half an hour layover, and then a 12-hour flight, and I don't know, stared ahead for most of the 12-hour flight.
Well, hopefully I can sleep for most of the first flight because it'll be like 9 a.m. here. So like pretty while I'm flying somewhere in there, it'll be night in Australia. So I'm like, it'd be smart to sleep over that
Yeah.
period of time.
Yeah, so when we went to Costa Rica, it was best to stay awake. So we were like flying with the time basically.
Oh.
So yeah, we left at like 10 a.m. and we just had a really long day because we arrived at like 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. So like early evening. So we just went to bed early, and then you don't really get difficult with times and everything. It's like when you go back, when you start skipping time, basically, is when your body decides, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we landed on like a Monday morning. And I think my boyfriend didn't take like that day off, so he's gonna go off to work. I'm like, good luck.
I found the movie. Hold on. It's called Still Breathing. And this predates The Mummy. It predates pretty much all of his major films. She's a con artist, and he's like this dreamy good guy.
Oh.
He looks like the dreamy good guy, to be honest.
Right?
Actually, I thought he looked like the con artist because that smile is a bit too enthusiastic.
Yeah, he looks like the dreamy guy that could be the bad guy. I mean, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was made in 1997, just before George of the Jungle.
1997. That's the year I was born. Wow.
Yeah, and then Mummy is 1999.
I used
Yeah,
to watch that movie so much as a kid. Love
Yeah.
it.
like everyone is hot in that movie.
Yeah, it's like a bisexual awakening with everyone.
Yeah.
Oh god. And I love the brother. He was so funny from my
Hmm.
memory. It's been
Yeah.
a couple years since I watched it, to be fair.
Even he's dorky hot though. Like he's kind of a
Yeah.
dork, but he's so hot.
True.
And it's just not fair. Like
Yeah.
there's so much
Like,
hotness in one movie.
so I watched Spartacus, like I don't know what was it? Like, it's like a TV series.
Yes, it was 5 seasons, right?
I don't know. I think it was 3,
Lucy
actually.
Lawless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw John Hannah in that, and I just cannot unsee that, like some of
Mhm.
the shit we see in there. So I just can't really, like, for me, even the dorky hot is off in the Mummy.
It
But
must
I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah.
it must fade with time because I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I remember Spartacus and I remember some of the intense sexual scenes, and that's about it.
Yeah, I know Spartacus was one of those weird series, like special effects were so awful.
Hmm.
Like absolutely horrible, but I don't
Yep.
know, I loved how gritty it was or something. Like it still compelled me to watch it despite like how bad it was.
Hmm.
And I mean the very last episode, I don't think I've ever cried so much during like an episode of anything. Like no spoilers, but it was it broke my heart a bit. I mean, if you know the story, like the original story of Spartacus, you know what happens basically,
Hmm.
but yeah, but yeah, since watching Spartacus, I just cannot see like unsee John Hannah in that way.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't think I've ever seen Spartacus, to be fair.
Yeah, I remember starting. I don't know how old I was. I think I was like 14 or something. And at first, I was like slightly traumatized by it because it is quite explicit.
Very.
Yeah, not even quite. It's like literally like male full frontals and all
Hmm.
that. It's
Yeah.
it's very very explicit.
It was on Stars when it came out, like one of the movie
Yeah,
channels. So I was like,
Um,
yeah. So they didn't spare like any of the details.
yeah.
the thing that traumatized me that I watched too young, that was too explicit, was like True Blood.
Oh, I get
Mm,
that. Same.
Yeah, and I like binge watched it and I had like nightmares about it. So that was intense.
I don't know, for True Blood, like I really liked it at first. I did finish watching it, but I had the same as I had with like the books. It got better and better, and then it just went downhill really fast.
Yeah, I
hmm.
stopped watching at that season. I just remember Bill turning into a pile of blood and then re-emerging. And I was like, wait, what? And then I just never
Yeah.
continued because I had to watch it illegally and wait for episodes, and there was too much hassle. I was like, "Ah, I don't care that
Yeah.
much." But the first couple seasons were so good.
And like whenever Eric was there, it was great.
Yeah.
I was weirdly a Bill girly, although I'm like, he looks so old. And also, I feel like William, I just prefer Will over Bill. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I couldn't with the southern accent. Like I can't even do it. Like yeah, the way she said Bill, I don't know. I
yeah.
couldn't. And at least mhm.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I always found Eric such a funny guy. Like at one point, he's just sitting there. Pam is doing his highlights, and he just kills someone, and she goes ballistic because he got blood in his hair. It's like those kinds of random scenes. Like I love it.
Did you finish both the series and the TV, like both the TV
Yes, I
series and the
finished
book
all of
series?
it, the books and the TV show.
I was so upset with the ending of the TV show. I was not over it for like a year, and then I went back and I watched it again. I'm like, it's not as like I knew it was going to happen, but I'm still mad the second time.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
get that. I don't know. I guess I was just feeling desensitized at that point. I didn't really care anymore about it. I was just like,
yeah.
okay, I just need this to be over now. I feel like that's such a shame because I have that with so many series. Like, for example, The 100. Like the other
Mm.
day, I decided I'm just going to rewatch everything, including the last season and everything, because I don't know. I stopped watching near the end of season 6, and now I'm at the same point. I'm like halfway through season 6, and I don't care.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And same with like Teen Wolf. Like first couple of seasons, first 3, maybe 4 seasons. The first 3 seasons were great. The fourth one was okay, and now I'm on the fifth. And I'm like, I don't care.
The same thing happened to me with my rewatch of Bones. I watched like the first season like a day, like insane. Like I just binge watched. Oh no, that was the Shadowhunters TV show. I watched the first season like a day, like rewatched it. But same with the Bones. I watched so many seasons very quickly, and then it just somehow just lost interest completely because I just overwhelmed myself.
I had that with NCIS too.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
I
it's just
loved
what?
NCIS, but then at one point it's like I didn't think Tony leaves. I think Abby leaves. It's just everyone leaves, and I'm like, it's not NCIS now anymore. Like we used to have like
Yeah.
Tony and McGee and Ziva and Ducky and Abby, and it's like, I mean, obviously Abby was my favorite, but
Mhm. I don't know. I love White Collar. I don't know if you guys have ever seen White Collar. It
no.
has Matt Bomer as the he's a con artist, and he gets arrested by like this FBI agent, and then the FBI agent is all like, well, let's work together. And then like this they spend like 5 seasons like them like working together, but it's really great because it's like every episode is like a different like white collar crime, and
Mhm.
he's a good enough con artist like that he can kind of help break the cases and figure out like, you know, how to catch him and stuff. But then like there's all this other stuff like going on underneath the surface, like with his personal surface, like with his personal story. And it was like it was 5 seasons, but like the last season I think was only like 6 episodes.
Hmm.
But it was so good. Like I love that series, and it was kind of like got like have like kind of like intelligent dry humor to it, and I thought it was great.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be obsessed with like crime shows and stuff.
Mhm.
I love crime shows. Like I've seen so many of them. The ones that are like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of examples.
I used to
All of
watch like
them.
the shit out of CSI Miami,
I
and now I
used to
just think
play
it's
it
the
too.
most awful one of the bunch.
Yeah. See, I never watched that any of the NCISs like properly, but whenever it came on the TV, I would watch it. So because it was interesting.
For me, so many of these things just go on for like too long. I mean, I had the same
Mhm.
with like Hawaii 5-0, really loved it in the beginning, and then at some point just lost interest.
Yeah.
CSI Miami, CSI New York, same thing. NCIS LA, same thing. And then we have stuff like, what was it? Like Nikita.
I don't, yeah. I've never
Loved that
watched it.
until it just got too weird and convoluted, and I just didn't care anymore. The same with like the what's it called? The woman with all the tattoos. She plays Sif in Thor. Um,
Oh, I don't know.
just give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Just
A show that I was like loved in the beginning, but it got so off the rails was like Once Upon a Time. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I haven't watched it, but I have like heard of it.
No.
I kept
Esme
trying
is a huge
to,
fan.
but like I'm like I thought this was supposed to be like fantasy mixed with contemporary, and I'm like, where's the fantasy?
It actually got more like fantastical, but it just got so convoluted. Everyone was related. It was like this soap opera but with fairy tale characters. And like I still watched it, but I was like, what is even happening? Like they
Yeah,
had Elsa. It was so weird. It was like insane.
yeah. So the show I was talking about was Blind Spot. Don't know if you've heard of that, but it's basically this woman gets left in a bag. I mean, I always found it pretty neat that she fit in the bag, but that's a whole different thing. And she's like completely tattooed, like from top to bottom, basically, and she doesn't remember a thing. Like it
Hmm.
started out really intriguingly, and like every time they get just a little bit that makes them able to decipher some of the tattoos because they're all clues to something. And then at one point, it just they solved everything, and then there was another layer of tattoos underneath and like blacklight and whatever. And I'm like, what?
Wow. That
I
sounds insane. But really cool actually, kind of
Mhm.
interesting. It's like
it started
momentum
out.
or
I
something.
would highly recommend like the first season, everything. Like I really like that, and I think maybe even the first 2 seasons. But like at some point, it was just like, oh, okay, it just went off the rails, and it just got too convoluted, and I don't know. I think shows need to learn to stop on a high instead of just letting it drag on and on and on forever. Now I want to rewatch Blind Spot.
Sorry, my nose just started leaking, so I had to
Oh, it's
blow
okay.
it. But you know what? I feel like shows used to go on for too long, and now shows just get canceled too early. So it's like we went from one extreme to the other.
Yeah. I mean, I also had like the same with like The Walking Dead. I mean, and I only watched like 3 seasons, maybe 4, and then I was like, okay, I'm done with this whole thing.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
We can't see you, Gabby. I'm not sure if that was the plan or not, but just letting you know.
Yeah, I'm just blowing my nose. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was not aware if you were aware, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just think, and then there was like Game of Thrones, which went on, like it went so great, and then the last 2 seasons, like what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Well, I tried to, but I couldn't get into it. I was like I was in the minority. I just couldn't do it. I
get it though. The first season, especially, is just pretty hard to get into.
I got up to the 3rd season. I still could not get into it.
Fair enough.
But I do love the new House of the Dragon. That's really good.
I only watched like 2 episodes of that, and I mean I'm obsessed, but I just never finished it.
That's really good.
I think you go also better after the first 2 episodes, but yeah, I really like that. I can't wait for a new season. Although now there's a writer's strike. I don't have high hopes. I feel like a lot of things are gonna be messed up.
I stand by my point that if Game of Thrones had been 10 seasons of 10 episodes, it would have worked out beautifully.
Yeah, they rushed it way too much.
They would have had enough time to, make Dany's madness arc feel more natural, I guess. I mean, the clues were always there, and I wasn't even mad about that, but it's just the way that it was just suddenly like, boom. I was like,
yeah.
And just with the Night King, and we had so much like left, like, why did they take the baby? I'm still not sure why they took the baby at some point. And why do they have like a giant fortress?
The babies into White Walkers.
Yeah, but do they have like an entire nursery full of them? What happens? How many are there? What is the giant fortress a gazillion kilometers beyond the wall? Like, what? I want to know this stuff.
I know. And then there was gonna be like a Snow TV show, so I thought, oh, maybe they're gonna like explain all this stuff, and then it's just not gonna happen. Well,
oh, is it not gonna happen anymore?
I don't think so. No, I think no one wants to sign on bar Kit Harington. So they're like, oh, awkward.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been great. I think I remember like the first 5 seasons, in that sense, were amazing adaptations of the books.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they changed what needed to be changed so that it didn't become super weird, like Dany being 13 years old in like the beginning.
That's true.
But I didn't mind the changes, and then from season 6, like when they didn't have any original material anymore, I was like, maybe not.
It's true.
But yeah, I don't know. So many series that started great, and then just completely went off the rails.
Yeah, I know. I'm up to season. I've been watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel on Amazon Prime since it came out, and I love that show so much. They're actually like on the final season. I have one more episode left for that. I love that show from beginning to end. Like, it's so good. And I definitely think like that it's like getting kind of like worn out, so it's probably a good thing that they're ending it now. But I feel like they're rushing it because it's the last season, and I hate when they do that. Like, I wish like they would have worked up to it like a little bit more, because like she's got one episode left, and that episode's gonna have to have a lot happen for like what they've been foreshadowing all season, you know. And then Ted Lasso, I've been watching that one also, and they've got I think 2 more episodes on season 3, and they're supposed to be doing more, but with the writer's strike, I'm kind of concerned. But Ted Lasso is such a feel-good football show. It's so good. It's like hard hitting, but it's also kind of funny and quirky. It's great.
I heard really good things about it.
Hmm.
I've
I love
never
it.
didn't watch it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm obsessed.
But one of my favorite shows. Sorry. That's amazing from start to end, I think. Well, okay. I say that, but the first season's a little hard to sit through because of the secondhand embarrassment. But it's Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I don't know if you
Mm.
ever heard of that, but it's a
I
musical.
huh.
It's so good. It's so funny and good, but the first season, you hate the main character so much. I almost turned it off multiple times because I was like, I can't watch this woman mess up her life so badly. But then, oh, like the second season, third, and you're like, and I think he has five or something. It's just so good. And like, if you like, because I love musicals, and it like makes fun of like tropes and like music, so
Hmm.
it's really funny. But yes, I would recommend, but depends what your threshold on like secondhand embarrassment is.
Another series that went on for too long, Pretty Little Liars.
Hmm.
It made no sense. Like at some point, they just didn't know who A was, and they didn't care. So
Yeah, no, it was insane.
yeah,
Another one that has like, I don't know, I had so many moments. I don't know, I loved the drama, but I hated the drama, and I couldn't stop watching. That's Sex Life. It's on Netflix. It's
Mm.
it's over the top dramatic. It's like, what are you doing, you stupid woman? But it was like a train wreck, and I just couldn't watch away.
but is it like it's not like Sex Life of like college girls, or it's not that? It's just Sex Life.
I think it's like sex slash life.
Mm.
Oh, no, I've never heard of it.
Basically about this woman who's happily married and has two children. I think they have two children, and she lives in the suburbs. And she's like typical like football mom. And then she starts like remembering her crazy hot boyfriend she had, I don't know, 10 years ago, and she starts missing that and all that. Like I said, it's like a train wreck, but I
Mm.
couldn't watch it like look away.
I don't know.
I'm like
Okay.
all the drama, and I'm like, yes.
The one I really remember enjoying was Secret Diary of a Call Girl with Billie Piper.
Never heard of that.
And that one was very like kind of raunchy because she's a call girl, so like she
Mm.
does stuff and favors and all this other things, and it was very interesting. And I feel like it was only like maybe 4 or 5 seasons. It wasn't super long, but like I like how it ended. I'm sure like I probably was in the minority for that, but I really liked how it ended.
Hmm. Yeah. Shall we go for another sprint, or do you want to call it
To
quits?
try to. Oh, up to you.
Well, it's up to you. I don't mind doing another sprint, but if you say like, no, we've had enough, then
I'm up for another sprint.
yeah, shall we do another sprint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let me put Kitty back in the stream, and then I will see you in another 45 minutes.
All right.
Yee.
Hello.
Hello.
How did you do?
I read one chapter and I got some book mail.
Nice. Do you want to share what you got? Or is it
because
spoilers?
no, I finished Dune, right?
Yeah.
You know, I got Dune finished like a week ago, and they came out with the deluxe editions. This is the second one.
Mhm.
Look how skinny it is in comparison.
I remember Sasha also got them, and they were like 40-ish euros for her, and she was kind of mad that she paid 40-ish euros for a book that thin.
Yeah. Well, I wanted it to go with my other deluxe edition, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. But like the
So,
contrast is a bit jarring.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. But like, I think that was probably about right for the price of it because I think I paid like $34, $35 on Amazon for this.
Yeah.
But I wanted to like I heard that this was a really good one, so I was kind of like, well, I didn't like how the other Dune ended mainly because of how quickly like it skipped through like everything. I felt like
Mhm.
it like I think it jumped like about 2 years like within the span of like one section, and it was a very short jump, and I'm like, wow, it's like you so they're fighting and then they're not fighting, and it's like you missed
Yeah,
it
I know
all.
what you mean. There's like very weird time jump, and it's like a big time jump, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
like
huge.
like a couple months. So
Hmm.
I heard really good things. I keep not reading the second book because I'm like, oh, but Dune took me so long to read. But now I'm like, oh, actually, it's very thin, so maybe.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
know Children of Dune is actually like a little bit is like in between both of them as far as like
Mm,
the thickness goes because I have seen it in the store, but I didn't want to buy it at the store. I wanted to get it less for less money.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think the first one it's like 650, and then the second one is
mhm.
like, or the Children of Dune I think is 450, and then Messiah is like 250, 300 or something.
Yeah, I
Maybe a
think
bit
it's
more.
about that. 267 pages. Yep.
Yeah, I
It's
just
so weird because it's like inverted, and I'm like, feels weird trying to do this.
Mhm.
I think you can actually I don't remember what it was, but like I've managed to like uninvert it, but I don't remember how.
Actually, This is inverted. The other one wasn't inverted, but obviously, because I looked at myself like a mirror, it actually should be inverted. So anyway, I did it. It's
I
in settings.
don't remember where you were
You just go
supposed to
to settings and then you click mirror.
probably.
It's a mess.
I don't know, mine is not mirrored anymore.
Sorry, I'm getting ready. That's why I'm like, quick, quick,
Mm.
quick.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I didn't do a whole lot. I finished eating. I continued watching The Mummy, and I ate an ice cream thingy,
Nice.
which was like my third of the day, but I don't even care.
Yeah.
There, it's basically like a mango smoothie on a stick, a frozen mango smoothie on a stick, and it's very nice.
That's great.
That sounds nice.
Mhm.
I
Plus, they're like pretty low in calories, so I don't feel too bad for eating like three of them.
yeah.
I mean, compared to like a tub of Ben and Jerry's, it's very mild in calories.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I packed mostly. At least chose way too many outfits, but well. I'm only taking one pair of long trousers, but it's like 32 degrees every day, so I'm like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
need. So
I don't
yeah,
know how much it cools like at night, but I don't know.
I get I know. I don't think very much. Well, let me see. It's night there right now. So wrong thing.
How long are you gonna be going for?
Like 11, 12 days.
Oh.
So right now it's 3 a.m. and it's 19 degrees, so I don't
Oh
think it
wow.
cools.
Yeah, you probably won't need your long trousers, really.
No, I took one pair. Like if we're going out to national parks, maybe something where my legs are covered from all the
Yeah,
wildlife is a
yeah,
good.
that was like the thing in Costa Rica. In some places, like you were required to wear like preferably like high shoes, at very least like closed shoes and high shoes and long trousers.
Mm-hmm.
because spiders, snakes, scorpions, that kind of shit can be hiding under leaves. And I mean, that was Costa Rica, where not everything wants to kill you, and you're going to Australia, where everything does want to kill you. So
yeah, probably a good shout. Maybe a good thing I don't have sandals. I need to be protected. Any plans for the remainder of the day?
I should probably be going to bed soon, since my alarm will go off at like 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Fair enough.
Hello, welcome back. I don't know, what did you miss? Kira got book mail, I ate dinner, Gabby packed. We talked about some series that we felt had gone on for too long in the previous talk. Also, remember how I said like NCIS Los Angeles? The series finale is actually tonight. Like the very last episode is like tonight.
What? After all these years?
14 years, I believe they said, or 13. 13 or
I
14.
thought it was gonna go forever, just with new characters or something.
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening with like the original NCIS, because that was renewed for a 21st season.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of lost interest by season 5. So
But no.
and yes, scorpions. I thankfully didn't see any, but they were there. And Tufty has had dinner, caught up on British super bikes, and now it's booktube time. Hasn't that show NCIS been going on for decades? Yeah, so the original one, like I just said, was renewed for 21st season, and assuming like a season is a year, it's about 21 years. And the first spin-off, NCIS LA, is finishing tonight. Like the very last episode will be aired tonight, which is like 13 or 14 seasons. I'm not entirely sure. And then there's another one, like NCIS New Orleans, or New Orleans. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that. I always put the stress wrong. But I don't know. I don't know. There's one actor in there, and I can't stand him, so I never watched it.
All right, guys. I'm so sorry to like run off like this. But I gotta go.
All right.
Okay.
It was nice seeing you, and we're have a live show on the 11th, right?
Yes.
Probably, if all goes well, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good, great. Yeah, well, I can't do the 2 weekends in between, but we can always push it if needed. But
Yes. Well, enjoy your trip to Australia.
Yes, enjoy.
And I hope you have a great time, and we will see you later sometime.
Amazing. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So yeah, what were we talking about? I don't know. All right, New Orleans. There was this one actor. I think he was in like Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
And I don't know, he just speaks with a particular accent, and I cannot stand it.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I think he's the main character in that, like in Fast and Furious. But Fast and Furious is also one of the series, like in this case, movies that has just gone on for too long. And like they never really made sense, but by now it's just gotten into like the fantastical.
Yeah. Well, they're coming out with Fast X in a few weeks.
Yeah. I saw a TikTok the other day, and they said like none of the titles follow no format whatsoever. Like it started with the Fast and the Furious, and it was Too Fast, Too Furious, and then suddenly we had Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, and then we got, what was it, Fast and Furious, I think, and now we got like Fast 5, and then Furious 6 or something. I don't even know. It's just,
I don't know at this point. I don't know.
no, I mean, I love the 4th one where they stole the safe. No, that's the 5th one, I think. I don't care how impossible it was. I love that one. But after that, it just.
I think the last one that I actually sat down to watch was Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, the last one I actually watched was the last one. What's he called? Paul Walker was in.
Okay.
It's like because he died and they never really finished filming it while he was alive. Like that was the last one I watched.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I just
Yeah.
completely lost track after that. There is too much telebox nowadays, can't keep up, so I just gave up entirely. Yeah, sort of. I mean, I do have um like the subscription for it, so I can watch everything that's on here, but I hardly ever do because I mostly just have it for the internet. Like my Wi-Fi is part of the same subscription, and then TV was like only a couple of euros extra per month, so I was like, might as well. So like the rare time someone is actually on that I want to watch, I can watch it. I mostly just watch Netflix and Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney Plus has got like a lot of really good things on it. I started Quantum Mania, but I haven't finished it.
Mm. Is that a
Um,
movie or a series?
that's the new Ant-Man,
Yeah, no,
Quantumania.
okay, yeah, no, but since they also started doing series from Marvel, so I was just wondering.
Yeah. Um, I so what was it like? They were talking. I think they were talking like a D23 like this year about like the next major villain. You know, like the equivalent. It's supposed to be like worse than Thanos or something, but this one introduces us to the one I believe is going to be the major villain for this, you know, for this stint of Marvel that's going to
Yeah,
come to a head. And apparently, like, it's supposed to come to a head like with another two-parter Avengers film at some point. So
I'm a bit on the fence about that because I like recently rewatched every Marvel movie. Like I watched all of them in order.
mhm,
So just like from Iron Man 1 until like Avengers Endgame, like all of it. And including like the Spider-Man one, which I think in theory comes after Endgame. But I was watching it and I realized Endgame does not have any after credit scenes.
mhm,
And like that fact, I was like, okay, there's like nothing new to tease basically. Like, oh my god,
yeah,
it's really the end. And it's I don't know. I continued watching and like I watched WandaVision, which in the end broke my heart. At first I wasn't fond of it. I was so confused and everything, but in the like it really broke my heart.
yeah,
And I don't know, I just like the bromance between Bucky and Sam.
mhm,
I mean, I'm a Bucky stan in general, but that's just me. But I like the bromance and all that.
yeah.
And I don't know. I liked Black Widow, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like they should have just left it at what it was
Yeah.
because this starts to feel like it's the same thing again, just milking it for what it's worth.
I feel like I love the Eternals, like for like this, like you know, like any of the movies like after Endgame.
Mm.
I liked the I liked the was it no, it wasn't the Marvels. It was which one was that? The Eternals. It was the Eternals.
Mhm.
I really liked that one. That one was so good. And
Is that the one with Angelina Jolie?
yes,
Okay.
that one I thought was really really good. But and I liked WandaVision. WandaVision I loved because I'm a huge Vision fan. I love Vision.
Mm.
But I don't feel like a lot of the movies like that they've come out like with since have been that great, honestly.
No, but I feel just in general, I just feel like phase one Avengers movies, like just they hit differently than even the phase three Avengers movie. On like I say Avengers, but like Thor, Winter Soldier, all that,
Mhm.
it hits differently.
Yeah. I know even I know. The Thor Love and Thunder one was okay too, but I wasn't a huge fan of that one either.
I wasn't a fan. I mean, I cried really hard at the end, but I very easily cry at movies. But yeah, I don't know. But for me, Thor, even Ragnarok, I didn't really like Ragnarok
Hmm.
because for me, like the essence of Thor was just like mighty and majestic and all that. And then Ragnarok happened. I was like, what the hell is this? They started introducing like the Guardians of the Galaxy humor
Hmm.
into everything, and
Yeah.
it just I don't mind it, but I felt it was a shame that they started introducing it like to lots of different things after that. I guess it was done like intentionally because Thor like does go off with them in the end. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Tough Tea has done some comments. Let me see. There are so many of his Furious movies that I no longer what I've seen, so I don't bother with them. Yeah, no, same. It's just I didn't even realize that they were doing like the 10th one this year. It's like, what?
Is it the 10th one?
I think the X is for 10,
Oh, Jesus.
like Roman numeral 10. Or they can't count. I'm not sure, but
That's nuts. That's
I think it's
absolutely
the 10th
insane.
one, yeah. Didn't they use Paul Walker's brother to fill in for him in that? Yes, they did. Indeed, they did. I mean, I did think it was very tragic, but I also thought it was kind of ironic that he died in a car crash after doing those movies and all that. I don't know,
Yeah.
musings. I caught up on all of the Marvel films from the very beginning one Christmas via Disney Plus. Yeah, same. In order, one after the other, 3 a day. I don't know how many a day I watched. I think it was just one a day, but like one every day.
Mhm.
But yeah, like right now I'm in phase 4, and now I'm back to like not really caring. So
I'm actually really upset with Disney Plus because, like, when they first started Disney Plus, they said we're not going to be like the other streaming stations. We're going to have everything available on there. Once we put it on there, we're not taking it off. And they took off most of what they had for Marvel.
what, like, which movies do you mean, for example?
Like, I can't like think of specifics, but like if you go on there and you search Marvel, like the array of like what they have for Marvel is much less than what it was.
Okay.
They've taken a lot of the Marvel movies off. They used to have every single Marvel movie that they made on there, and they took them off. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Okay. That's ugh. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
very upset about that because I'm like, you guys are backtracking here, and I know it's because like that Disney Plus isn't making them, I guess, the money they thought they were going to be making off of it, but still.
Yeah. WandaVision got good, but I was so confused at first, which was fully intentional. Yeah, I mean, I love Wanda. Like, I call her Wanda, but obviously, Elizabeth Olsen's acting in that one. Vision too, by the way. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. The last episode just absolutely broke my heart. Like when you figured out what was really happening and everything, I was like, oh, poor girl. I just wanted to hug her. Tufty DNF'd Eternals. Classically enjoyed Iron Man and Fantastic Four when I was buying digital comics a decade or more ago. Is that like the original Fantastic Four with like Jessica Alba and I don't know what's his name, Reed something, I think, and Chris Evans.
Yeah.
I don't know. They weren't very good or anything, but I liked them. It's just nostalgia for me.
Yeah, they were one of the first superhero films that were attempted, and I hate to show my age, but I remember watching Iron Man in theaters. So
Yeah. No, I think the first Marvel movie that I watched in theaters was Avengers,
okay.
like the first Avengers.
Hmm.
Um, and that was like before I'd even seen Iron Man or Iron Man 2 or Captain America or Thor or like any of them. I hadn't seen any of them. And I remember I got sick during the movie, so I didn't even finish watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my ex-boyfriend and I, like Marvel was just our thing. So everything that came after, basically, we watched like in cinemas. Up until Black Panther, which was like right around when we broke up.
Yeah.
So, but like everything else, we watched in or movie theaters or cinemas, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was watching quite a few of them in theaters myself before the pandemic, and then like once the pandemic hit, it's just, like I think I missed Quantum Mania.
yeah. Heard about Disney removing stuff. They give 7 days warning or something. I haven't noticed it, but no, just a group of characters, not the live action actors. For some reason, I found myself drawn to those characters. Like I enjoyed Judge Dredd. Pulls me into. Fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about Disney removing anything until like I read about it on the new, like I was like scrolling like through like news articles and stuff, and then actually made the news, one of the news articles, and I was just like, wait a second. So I go on there and I search Marvel, and I'm like, this is just sad. Because I liked having all of the Marvel movies like right there, like for whatever I wanted to stream them.
Yeah. Who's texting me? Ugh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
What's my mom telling me? Oh, that's my nephew. I'll watch that later. I'm just checking to see what like what they've removed. If I can find it. I can't find it. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks to do.
Mm-hmm. I've been getting into like Apple Plus shows lately too.
I only have Disney Plus and Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like debating canceling either one, but then Netflix has Bridgerton, which I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
But yeah, canceled my Disney sub over a year ago. I liked having everything available, but I wasn't watching it. Yeah, I have this with like periods. Like some periods, I'll just exclusively watch Disney Plus, and then I won't touch it for like half a year. And the same goes with Netflix or
Mm-hmm.
all that.
Oh, have you seen Beef on Netflix?
No,
That's pretty good.
I haven't even heard of it. Just like beef, as in like the animal beef.
Yeah, it's called Beef.
Okay.
It's about like two road rage drivers. It's really interesting premise, and like I was very skeptical like until I got like in like to the third episode and it started taking off like a little bit more. I was like, wow, I was like, these people like they're trying to do better as humans, but like they fail miserably and they keep failing
I'll check it
miserably.
out. I'll check to see if my Netflix has it. I had Apple Plus too. For All Mankind is excellent in that.
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
Want to get it again to catch up with that Foundation and also try Silo.
Yeah, I heard about Silo. I'm really interested in Silo. I'm watching Ted Lasso right now, like as it comes out. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired and overwhelmed
Mm-hmm.
with all the different streaming services. Kind of like what I had with like subscription services too.
Yeah.
Like you had Fairyloot and you had Owlcrate and you had Illumicrate, and then they were popping up everywhere, and then you have Goldsboro and Inkstone and Broken Binding, and then Fairyloot doing the adult box, and now Fairyloot doing the romantasy box, and now Illumicrate doing the romance thing, and then Illumicrate doing the horror thing, and it's like I'm getting overwhelmed.
Yeah. I'm really intrigued about the horror thing with Illumicrate though, because like they're the first like ones to actually do horror books for that.
Yeah,
And
same.
I'm very intrigued because that one's a quarterly.
Yeah, but that the romance one they had was a quarterly too, and now I think it's bi-monthly.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in that one as well. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, with Fairyloot as well, I was interested in the adult one. But then it just turned out that it was barely adult.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like with their romantasy, I mean, it's just going to be 3 books of the same type. Because like at one point they put Daughter of the Moon Goddess in the young adult box.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which theoretically isn't even young adult because it was published from an adult imprint.
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point they just had a book in the box, in the adult box, that was young adult, marketed as young adult at least. And I mean, they're all just kind of the same types of books, which is fine, but then maybe don't market it as like, just maybe market it as the, YA 2.0 subscription or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I kind of feel like it's the same thing is going to happen with like the romantasy, because I would love to see like indie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it's just going to be a third of the same book,
Yeah. And
basically.
and I think it's called the Bookish box. Like they've had so many problems because I ordered a couple of their romance, like indie romance books from them. And one of them like has a duplicate chapter, which isn't actually a duplicate. Okay. It gets
Yeah,
they
I've
just
heard
miss.
so many issues with
Yeah.
Bookish Box.
Yes.
At
And
one
they
point, I felt so bad for people that bought with them, but it was almost like comical. Like, okay, like what's going wrong with this one? At one point, I was in a Facebook group, and people had actually made a bingo board. Like, what's going to be wrong with this series, and how long is it going to be delayed for?
Yeah. And then I got like the one like with War Pestilence, and all that. And then War had 2 of the same chapter in it, and then they skipped a chapter, like they completely misprinted that one, so they had to send out a whole new book. And then and I still haven't heard about this, but like I bought the Stalking Jack the Ripper books because I loved those books. Like I
That was like
devoured them.
2 years ago or something.
Yeah. And we finally got the books, right? And they were not the foily color that they were supposed to, so they were supposed to resend us another set, and I have yet to see that set.
Yeah, like I feel so bad literally for customers, but at the same time, it's almost comical. But like if it weren't for people that have their money like invested with them and waiting for stuff,
Yeah.
you'd honestly just say it was like a joke.
Yeah. Well, anytime like I see like them release something like now, like I roll my eyes. I was like, I'll be dead before I get these.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had the Obsidian Moon Crate, like the Empire of the Vampire box.
Hmm.
I don't know. That was like one of the biggest disappointments in my life. Like, I mean, I had 9 editions of Empire of the Vampire, which was like a
Yeah.
bit insane, but that's on me. And then it was supposed to be like, I don't know, I think it was like $60, but there was shipping and there
Hmm.
was tax to be paid, because we have to pay import fees on
Yeah.
anything that comes from outside the EU, basically. And I mean, okay, fine, but then it was not great. And then they didn't have the tarot deck ready, and then they finally came, and I was like, is this it? And it was supposed to have foiling, and it was just paint, and it was like
Mm.
it's just so many issues.
Yeah. No,
I
like
mean, say what you will about like Fairy Loot and Illumicrate, but I feel like generally they have reasonably good
yeah.
customer service.
Hmm.
Sorry, my leg slipped.
Oh, I will never buy from Fake Crate. I was so mad at Fake Crate. So
do
mad.
do fake rates still exist?
Yeah, they do. And I'm like, I can like their customer service is like it's okay, but like what really made me mad was like I bought that Court of Thorns and Roses box because like
Yeah.
I was like really obsessed like with the Court of Thorns and Roses because I love Beauty and the Beast. And I got Rysand, right?
Yeah.
And they had said like when they come out like with Feyre that they were going to do it like as a plushie release, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put it in a box. And I complained. I'm just like, this is not customer service because you guys guaranteed us that we were going to be able to get the mate for Rysand.
Yeah.
You know? And I straight up told them, I was like, I'm never buying from you again if I don't get this plush. And I will never buy from them again. Because they were like, oh, well, if we have like, like ones like left over, but they shouldn't have put it in a subscription box, or they should have like given access like to the people. And I straight up told them, I was like, there should have been access for the people that bought the Court of Thorns and Roses box,
Yeah.
and your subscribers. That's how you should have done this so that we could have gotten access to it.
Yeah.
And I was so mad. Like now I don't even want it.
Yeah. I know that feeling. Like, well, you can shove it up your butt now.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
like I was so mad at them. I'm like, I'm never buying from you guys again. And honestly, like to be perfectly fair, like they're not that great of a subscription box anyway, in my
No.
opinion.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I had with like Litjoy crate, I bought the Strange the Dreamer set.
Yes.
It was very beautiful, but it was not safe for reading. The binding and everything was just messed up, so pages would like break out, and it was not good. It was a very pretty box set. I kind of regret selling it, like to this day, but I just decided like no, one copy each, one copy of each book.
Mm-hmm.
Because like having 9 editions of Empire of the Vampire and the same amount of editions of like Addie LaRue when I didn't even like the book, it's just it's too much.
See, I still have 3 editions of Empire of the Vampire. I have 3 sets of Strange the Dreamer.
Yeah.
Because I have the American set, I bought the UK hardbacks, and then I also have the Litjoy. So
Yeah.
that one just sits on my shelf. So I'm not opening that one except to admire its beauty.
Yeah. No, for Strange the Dreamer, I used to have like the first UK hardback, so with blue sprayed edges and orange sprayed edges. I used to have the Illumicrate set with gold silver sprayed edges. I had the Lidjoy set, box set things. I had the trade paperbacks. I had the US hardbacks. I had the small paperbacks, like I'm not sure if it was. I think it was mass market actually, but because they were different covers. And then for Empire of the Vampire, I don't even remember. I had, well, everything: Waterstones, Forbidden Planet, Goldbro, Obsidian Mooncrate, Illumicrate. I had one from like what a girl who did like custom edges, like made a small batch of like with those edges from India. So shipping was crazy on that one too. I had a bunch more, and I was so torn about which edition to keep, and I decided to keep the Goldsboro one.
Yeah.
And decided to sell the Illumicrate one, which I'm also like low key kind of regretting. But I mean, it's okay.
I have that. I have the Illumicrate, the Waterstones, and then Barnes and Noble came out with an edition too.
Oh, I have the Barnes and Noble one too.
Yeah.
It was a hassle trying to get it to me because they don't ship to the Netherlands. So someone from the US had to order it for me, and then they had to ship it to me, and hassles.
I still have all my Addie LaRue's because I love that book, and I'm like, it's like I think that's like the only book that I own like every edition of like in hardback. So
yeah,
I love that. I love that book.
I didn't hate it, but it just for me didn't really live up to the hype. And basically what I thought it was going to be, like my expectations didn't match up with the reality of it.
Yeah.
And I feel,
I understand.
I mean, it's okay. I didn't hate it, but it was just, I've been very careful about hype since then.
Yeah.
Let me see. Subscribe to Apple, Disney, Netflix back when I was watching lots of TV. Then I started watching BookTube. Just lapsed all of the services. Yeah, fair enough. Book subscriptions looked like they had too many bits and bobs in the box. I just wanted the books, but I want to buy what I want to read because I can only read about 50 books each year. Yeah. Too many telebook shows, too many book subscriptions, too many comics, too much of everything.
I actually still have a Illumicrate, Fairy Loot, and then the Fairy Loot adult box, and I'm actually thinking about like getting like rid of like the because like the Fairy Loot came out like with that combined like young adult and adult, so I was thinking about just messaging them and just like say, hey, can you just combine these? Because like there's no reason that they shouldn't be able to combine them. Like I shouldn't have to go on a wait list considering I'm already getting both of them. It's just gonna be minus the goodies because I don't like I love the cloth stuff, like if they do pillowcases and bags and stuff like that and blankets, but they don't hardly ever do those enough.
Yeah, and I feel like at some point I just had too much of everything.
Yeah.
Like the metal straws, great. But I can only use one set at a time and I don't need like 5 of them.
Yeah. Oh god, and the mugs. There's so many mugs. I have so many mugs. I don't need any more mugs. Like I don't even use them. Like they're not even big enough.
I feel like the Rosy Thorns mugs that Illumicrate used to include were good size. For Europeans, that was a good size.
When I make tea, I use the big soup cups, like the really big soup cups. Yeah, that's a cup.
In theory, this is a soup cup.
Yeah, that's a cup. What they give me, because I don't drink coffee. So like if I have tea, I want it to be a big thing of tea.
Yeah, because if I have to use my tea bag, I want to have enough water to use like all of my tea bag. Because at work we have these teeny tiny cups, and I'm always just get me 2 because I'm not going to waste my tea bag on a single cup.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, literally, I only have the Broken Binding subscription right now.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, also sort of thinking about canceling that one. But the wait list is like a couple of years.
Oh my God. That's nuts.
So I'm also kind of apprehensive about canceling. So
See, Illumicrate, like Fairy Loot, like I love having first access to their books, but like it's getting ridiculous lately, like with their special editions, like that are not in the boxes, because they'll sell out like within a few hours. So like if I'd be like I'm usually at work, so I don't even get a chance like to get the special
yeah,
editions like that I was looking at
yeah.
half the
Like
time.
I had been able to get everything that I wanted up until they did Defend the Dawn, I think, by Bridget Kemmerer.
Mm.
So the sequel to what is it, Defy the Night?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
Um, because it sold out within an hour, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, like I get that maybe you're not going to have enough for everyone, but within an hour,
Yeah.
that means you just had way too few copies. Um, and then after that, I mean, I don't know if that's already gone on sale, but I really liked like the Bone Shard Daughter set.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to get that if it hasn't already sold out.
Honestly, like I think Illumicrate's been doing like really good job of stocking their stuff, because like they still have plenty, like like they like 9 times out of 10 they still have some like left over, like to go into like their shop.
Oh yeah, but Illumicrate's always been good about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With like
Fairloot's not.
yeah, no, with the exception of like a few things, Illumicrate's basically always had enough stock to
Mm-hmm.
at least give people in general sale a chance to buy as well.
Yeah.
There are very few, if any, things that sold out during like subscriber pre-sale. Like maybe the Samantha Shannon set.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that one went really fast.
Yeah.
But aside from that, there's not a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Big yawn. But yeah, no, I just there was just too much going on, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like with Goldsboro, like the editions were fine, but especially like during COVID, um, things just got so backlogged for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm a very patient person. I have enough books. I don't need to get my books on release date or whatever. But at
Mm-hmm.
one point, like last year, one of the editions was like published in June, and I got it in December.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's maybe slightly late.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So yeah, I mean, just all in all, with them just announcing stuff later and later, and I was just, I don't know, I was just a bit done with them.
Yeah.
And I tried Inkstone, and then their first two picks were very average, which is not per se a bad thing, but it was just not really special or anything. So I was just like, might just spend my money elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, but shall we wrap up this, reading sprint?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Thank you, everyone. Probably like Tufty for watching. Nah, Awol was here too. Thank you, everyone, for watching and sprinting with us. I hope you got some stuff done. A live show for this book will be on the 11th if all goes to plan. And we will announce that. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening, wherever you are. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.